Darnell, what were some of the things you wanted to work on in the off-season, coming back into your second year and feeling more comfortable? What did you want to improve on personally?
Personally, I was just improving on understanding, just the general understanding of football, but also the new coaches coming in, some of the new schemes that we'll have, just getting a jump on that. Kind of treating it like another first year. Not really, but in some of the terms are the same, but some things are different. So just taking that approach.
Do you feel like that's helped you kind of get going in camp with so many new people around?
Yeah, I think so.
And is there an eagerness for you to get to Friday where you guys can actually start doing offensive line things in pads and making contact and doing those things?
Yeah. It definitely helps. So we can work on our full range of things. A little bit limited right now, but still can get work done now. But yeah, definitely some more things we can with our game.
I'm sorry. What has been your early impressions of the offense so far?
What?
Your early impressions of the scheme so far, the offense.
I think it's good. I mean, I'm not like an offensive coordinator or something, so I don't know like everything, but I think it'd be good. A lot of things are clicking. Still some things we got to work on, but I think it's going well.
Darnell,
How
Tevin
would
told us
you
yesterday.
describe Caleb and sort of his cadence and, coming back after a month off and how he's taken back over and what his voice is like for you guys in the huddle?
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. It's always hard. Even I remember my first year just getting the cadence. I mean, I know I'm not the one saying it, but just keying into it's a totally different thing from college, from what you did in college. So, it does take a while to get that, but I think he's done a good job. Just because he's controlling the huddle, he's getting everybody. He's the, kind of the general or whatever of the huddle to get everybody on the same page. So I think he's doing a great job. He's definitely improved a lot, even since when we came back.
Yeah, that's what Tevin said yesterday. He said it's all ironed out. Were you expecting it to come along that quickly, just knowing there were a couple things to work on from mini camp, and it doesn't seem like it's taken him and you guys long to get up to speed?
I don't think I had any expectations either way, because I understand how hard it is. But yeah, he has done a good job, so I'm happy for him.
How has it felt? Just I know Flus was talking about some of the false start penalties, just stuff that was maybe expected as the offensive line new quarterback coming in the spring. To not have that stuff show up at the start of camp, what do you think that says about the unit?
I think everybody's handling their business, getting better, and focusing up. Not to say that stuff might not happen. I mean, there's still a lot of time to go, but I mean, as far as right now, it's been pretty clean. I mean, there's a few, but not nearly as many as there was in the spring. So I think it's been good.
Darnell, you went through the ups and downs of being a rookie in training camp last year. How have you seen Caleb navigate that and react to that these first few days?
Yeah, it's kind of similar. I mean, I think all rookies is just a new. It's anything you do that's new is going to happen. Even some players that are new to the team here. I mean, you still have a small learning curve. I think he's done a great job. You can see him getting better and better and better, more confident, and getting everybody on the same page. So it's kind of like how it goes. He did a good job.
What was the conversation like with him and you guys at the end of that 2-minute drill today when you guys didn't get in?
I'm not sure exactly what was said. I'm not really sure exactly what was said.
What's the process like for you acclimating to the way Caleb kind of navigates the pocket when he's scrambling compared to how Justin Fields did that last season?
I think kind of two different players, but I mean, yeah, they have some similarities where they extend plays and make things happen. I think that's a good trait to have. So yeah, it's just you got to hold your blocks for a longer time. Make sure when the plays get extended out the pocket, you're making sure you don't hold or he gets out of your framework. You gotta let him go or whatever you gotta do. But yeah, I think he'll make a lot of plays doing that. So I think it'll be good.
With both you playing Amagaji, just kind of get the hang of stuff. There's a lot of things he can't do right now.
Yeah, I think him. Yeah, he can't do a lot of things right now. So I think for him it'd be big to just be mentally prepared when he's ready and just. Because, I mean, that's all you can really do right now. So, yeah, just being really mentally prepared, locked in, kind of taking, mental reps as we go on. So that'll be good for him.
Darnell, in what ways are you more comfortable in this camp than compared to last camp?
I would say some of the understandings like in protection, understanding how do I phrase it? Like understanding like the way our protection is set up with like I don't know if I don't want to say too much how it's set up, so I'm trying to word it right. I don't know. I have a better understanding like what my role is in the protection to help the guys around me. Kind of. I don't know. That's the best I can say it really without giving too much.
What do you see Bates and Shelton in that battle for the center position right now? How are those guys different? What have you noticed so far?
Yeah, they're going at it and they're doing good. I mean, you know, it's funny. It's like they're going at it, but they're helping each other still and helping everybody else. So it's just like, I don't know. The center is a totally different beast. You know what I mean? So I think both of those guys are doing great. Yeah.
What does it say about guys that are battling for the same position that maybe they're also helping each other out and trying to not just gunning for your starter?
Right. I mean, that's kind of the trait. That's kind of how it is for a lineman or any position on the field. Really, it's like you might be a 1, 2, or whatever behind somebody, but at the end of the day, it's still a team. You want the team to be great. So it says a lot to their character.
How does Nate look? I mean, we didn't see him much during the spring, but he's been the last couple of days. I mean, how having that continuity for you, what does that do for you, and how do you think he looks in this offense?
Yeah, when Nate's there, he's always great. I mean, I think he's looked good. We've been doing good, like we communicating well, working some kinks out that we have. Like, I think it's great.
Thank you.
So we heard you did the defensive end conditioning test instead of the defensive tackles.
Right.
Did you train for that in the off season?
I just train. I try to get in marathon shape, and running with the ends. They run a little longer with less time, so I felt like my body was ready to do that. So.
What does training look like to get into marathon shape?
Running, hills, track. It's something called like a strongman workout. That's for bigger men. All those things, eating right, eating habits, all of those things is.
It's the first time you've done that in off season?
Correct, yeah, it was.
Why did you want to do that? Why did you want to push yourself that way?
Just because, man, I've noticed that the good ones can do it 1 or 2 plays, but the ones that end up that go down as great ones are consistent and being able to play 1 through 4th quarter. So that's why.
You make changes to your diet too?
I did, yeah.
What did you do?
I leaned out some things. I took out some things. I took out like late night snacks. So, for example, if there was something that I usually have later at the night while I'm rounding up the bed, I would probably cut it out or do something that was a little healthier for me. So things like that.
How different do you feel?
Say it again, please.
How different do you feel?
A lot different. Yeah, I feel like I can move around easier. I can go longer. So I feel a lot different.
What was the toughest thing to cut back on and take out?
I would say that late night snack, man. It's different things that I would eat, and I just like, man, I'm like one honey bun won't hurt me, and right. So yeah, I cut that out, and now I feel a lot better.
When you came back to camp, was there any like huge difference in your weight or your body fat? Like, how does it show up in like those numbers?
I mean, you could kind of look at me and tell, but other than that, I lost a lot of body. I lost some body fat. I gained some lean mass, and then just those numbers show with a defensive tackle running with the defensive end. So,
What were the numbers?
I don't know the exact numbers yet.
How did you finish with that group? Were you at the front of it?
Yeah. I was in the front of the pack, right with the group. So yeah.
Coach Washington said you had an uncommon focus for a guy in his second year. What does that mean to you, that level of focus, and sort of what goes into that?
Just knowing where I'm at and believing in that and trying to like understand that I have a role on this team and trying to be there for my teammates, and just me being young. I've noticed, like I said, I've noticed early, and I'm very blessed to being able to notice early that if you do these things right, this is what happened for you. And I'm glad I caught on to that early, and so that's what.
How do you increase your focus? That doesn't seem like something you can just flip a switch and do. It seems difficult.
Just knowing, like, just locking in, seeing the guys around you. I think having a guy like Montez in my room is like highlights that. You know what I mean? I get to see that in my room, like 2 chairs, 3 chairs next to me. So having a guy like that you can look to right there, and he's at where you want to be at, that helps it as well.
Something about what he does that shows the focus.
Right, exactly. Yeah, everything he does, coming in early, hot tub, cold tub, all of those little things that he does. If I see him doing something, I'm going to do the same thing because he's having the success that I want.
You know the importance of the 3 technique position and this defensive identity. Between your comfort as a rookie developing last year and also now the changes you made, how would you describe the differences in your ability to play that role?
It's a lot different. Like I said, being leaner helps me get off the ball faster. Being leaner helps me penetrate faster. So a lot of those things that now, like you said, the 3 technique role I can do a little easier because I'm able to. My body is allowing me to do.
You talked about the feeling that changes. Do you feel the changes when you're getting off the ball now?
Sure, 100%. Yeah.
How do you feel about the added responsibility that the team is putting on your shoulders as the guy at 3 technique?
It's the same for me. I've been like I said, I set my goal as soon as I got here that I wanted to have my name on those walls when you walk in. So that's been the same goal for me, and I knew stuff was going to come with it, and it's been the same for me.
Gervon, how do you think as a group your pass rush is going to be better this year?
It'll be better by my knowledge. Last year I would win some one-on-ones just because of my athletic ability, and now I'm gonna win some one-on-ones because I know when I'm getting the slide, I know when I'm getting the turn protection, and so now I'm able to use my athletic ability as well as my knowledge for the game. So putting those 2 together is gonna allow me to win.
How about your whole defensive line?
Right.
How are you all collectively going to have a better rush this year?
Just like I said, we've been together for a little longer. Montez has been here. We had the whole camp, and we've had the off season to work together, and then adding guys like Zach in there, adding guys and being able to rush together for a whole nother year, a couple months, will be a lot better.
Last off season, you had to go to the combine, you had to get ready for the draft.
Right.
The draft, you have to learn a whole new thing.
Exactly.
Just this off season, just being able to focus on you getting ready for this team. How more freeing was that?
Man, it was huge for me. Like I said, having that last off season, it was more so. All right, now you just got drafted, you just did combine training, you did all of those things, and then now boom, here's the playbook, and you kind of get it. But now it's this offseason, I already know what defense I'm running, I know the playbook, I know all of those things, so now I can focus on doing the stuff to get my body in shape, being able to, like I stated, like knowing where the slide is coming from. So all of those things are like now it's not I've heard it several times now, so now I know exactly where it's coming from.
Gervon, your transition from like a 2-gapper to a 1-gapper, does that feel like it's in the past?
Yeah, that's way, that was.
So there's like no habits or hurdles you can.
No.
Justin Jones was one of your biggest advocates last year. What kind of lessons are you trying to implement from him this year on the field without him?
With Justin learning, he was one of the guys that I think helped me grow up as a young D tackle. So just seeing how he carried himself on and off the field, and how he prepared for games, how he prepared for practices, how he took care of his body. So he definitely helped me grow up a little faster.
What's the toughest thing that you had to adjust to, going from that 2-gap system to the penetrating system? And now that you know where you need to go, how much more do you think you could accomplish this season?
I would say the biggest thing for me was the feeling of it. Like in college, like you said, I played that 2-gap system, so we would pad back. And then now when they're telling you, all right, just go, I'm like, damn, am I doing it right? So now when I know what it feels to, you know what I'm saying, just get vertical and penetrate and disrupt. So
what would that do for you now, having that feeling, understanding the feel coming into this season?
Words can't even describe it, man, because like I say, that's my body type, my style of play was a penetrator, a disruptor, and I was in a defense that I couldn't do that. So I kind of, you know what I'm saying, had chains on, and now they're off. So.
All this work that you've done, pads go on this weekend. How eager are you to
I can't wait.
See it actually play out?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm ready.
The play on Saturday, like when you blocked the ball, like we weren't sure if you tipped it or not. Like, did that? I don't know how to phrase this, but it just feels like since you're so big, like you don't have to almost exert as much effort to have a play like that. How did that feel to you, and how do you feel like you can use your size as an advantage against,
Yeah, see, that's another thing that I learned. I think last year I would get some of those plays where I'm the middle push guy, where I'm the guy who's got the slide and got that double team in the middle of rush, and I would try to fight that up. Or now I'm gonna push the pocket, get my hands up, I'm blessed to be 6'6", and getting the hands up makes it harder for a quarterback to see his check down.
Did you tip it, or was it just hit you in the chest?
No, I tipped it. Yeah.
Flu said it hit you in the chest, so I thought you tipped it.
No, I tipped it. Yeah.
What do you feel you can accomplish individually this season now through all this?
I can be who I want to be, and that's the sky's the limit for it, and that's every goal I want to do. That's every goal I want to hit, and it'll be good for me if I do it exactly what I said I'm gonna do.
Last one here. With the numbers, we can see that the effect that Montez had on
Right.
the team when he got here. But you personally, how much of an effect did it have on your game, and how much of an effect starting with him here is going to have on the season?
Yeah, it's huge, man, having a guy like that because he's a multiplier. So when you have a guy like that, when you have an edge rusher, and sometimes the center may which line to Montez, like automatically. So they don't care where 3x1, 2x2. They don't care where the Mike is. They're sliding to him. So when you have a guy like that, that's he's gonna create so much attention. You kind of get those one-on-ones, and then as well as when he's winning those one-on-ones, and you're the guy who's pushing the pocket. Sometimes the quarterback may just fall in your lap when you have a guy like that that's rushing the edge, and being in that right spot with a guy like that it'll help.
Last one right here. Coach Washington just mentioned moving Montez around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just the element of surprise for a team to not necessarily prepare for him in one spot this year. What would that do for everybody else?
Yeah, it'll do a lot. Just because when you have a guy who can play the whole line, it'll create one-on-ones. Like I said, if he's at the nose, they're gonna know where 98 is on the field. So when you have a guy like that, if he's at the one take, well, he's getting the slide, and you have a guy at the three, he's gonna get the one-on-one. So you know that now.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
What has struck you about the biggest differences in Gervon now compared to last year when he left?
Get off, man. He's really improving on his get off, man. We're taking it slow with him. Just got to practice his get off, and then we'll work on to the next things because he's up now, so it's his time.
Obviously, his body is very noticeably different. What was your impression when you first saw him come back and look different and everything that he described to get to?
He just looked better. He just looked more leaner and all that. I don't know. I wasn't really looking at his body. I'm more about like the play style now. But I've seen his get off change. That's the biggest thing I've seen. So I guess that translated from what he's done in the offseason.
What has it meant to you to be in the same place, the same city, for 2 consecutive seasons, not moving from team to team?
That's pretty good. I get to stay in the same defense for 1 year. That's pretty much the biggest thing. I feel like, all right, I can make a step forward now. This year I can do something better. I don't have to just learn something new. So that's nice.
The contract's nice too, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, contract's nice as well. Yeah.
It's been like working with Eric Washington so far.
Good. He got D-line in his blood, so it's all translated in that room.
He was talking about moving Sweat around a little bit more, and that's something Sweat hadn't done before.
Yeah.
What's the benefit to everybody else on the line?
Offensive line don't know where to go. And we know exactly where they're going to go. You know, we know, hey, he's going to be on this side. All right, well, I know I got the one-on-one if I'm on this side now. And offensive line, they're going to have to flip the whole call because he's going to be somewhere else. You know, and that's, I think, you know, you see players like that on defenses. That's something the defense has to grow around. But we're going to do that.
When you guys talk about Coach Washington having that D-line expertise, how does that show up to you on a regular basis?
Just his little notes, you know, his little, hey, do this, do that. It's just, you know, the more the better. We got a D-line coach. He does a great job, hell of a job. But with him, you know, he just comes out, pull you aside, hey, do this, do that. It's just, he pays attention to every little detail of every individual so our coach can focus on the D-line.
We always hear about iron sharpening iron at this time of year. I'm curious, just based on what you've seen so far, do you get a sense that when the pads come on, you're going to get more resistance from this offense with this quarterback than you've had before?
Yeah, definitely. I think they're scheming it up for us this year, you know, especially with our move calls and all that. I think we just have to bring it. Just go full speed when we put those pads on, and that's what's going to sharpen each other.
You're the guy who's been messing with Caleb's cadence early in the offseason. How have you seen him kind of grow from the offseason program to now?
With his cadence? Oh, it's sharper. It's sharper. It's more precise. We've been getting him that move call and messing up his offensive line, and he's taking notice of that. So now, you know, he's calling more hard counts and all that. So that's really helped us out there, and I think it's going to show in the game as well.
Is there an art to doing that in a game setting?
Yeah, but I'm not.
In trouble.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that for the public.
You also have a unique perspective on the center competition, lining up right
Yeah.
in front of them. What do you make of that competition between Shelton and Bates?
Oh, we got two different body types. We got one quick guy, one really strong guy. That competition is going to come down to consistency. Just do what they do best and use that to be consistent. That's all I can say.
Does it matter to you that one is left-handed and one is right-handed? Does that change what you
No, I don't really care about that. But only in pass rush, maybe that might change up on what I do. But left, right, that's just fine. Just got to use whatever hand's free the best. That's it.
The guys in the trenches, what changes Friday when the pads come on and you guys get into those one-on-ones and it's more real football than
Right.
January?
What changes is how we're gonna play as defensive linemen. We are really gonna focus on getting vertical. We don't have we don't put our helmets in nobody's chest right now, but when we get the pads on it, we got to give them game like reps, and you got to do that throughout the whole preseason. Then we'll tone it down during the season.
How eager are you for that, knowing that it's kind of been a little bit boring to some extent?
Yeah, no, it's D lineman, O lineman. We can't do what we do in the summer. Like DBs, they go out there and do all their little stuff, and the routes are full speed. We need this. This pads is something serious before we get to the games. Yeah.
How exciting is this season for you, knowing all the guys that they added? A lot of them on the other side of the ball, but and that there's an expectation of this team that might not have been here when you signed a year ago.
Yeah, it's very exciting because we have direction last year. Don't get me wrong. We always want to win games. That's always the direction we're going in. But now we see like, okay, this is where we were. Now we know where not to be. We gotta be better than that, and that's something that we didn't get last year. Especially me coming in, I was like, well, I'm just gonna do the best I can. Now I can do better. That's the difference.
Have you gotten to know Caleb on an individual level much since he got here?
Yeah. Actually, we actually talked a little bit, seen each other in restaurants. Yeah, he's a cool guy. Cool guy.
In what ways has he left an impression on you as a guy that he's 22 and he's coming into a city that has grand expectations?
Yeah. I think the best thing for him, from my own opinion, because I'm not a quarterback, is he's positive, and I think that's something a quarterback has to be. When the lights are off, you got to be positive. When the lights are on, when we're up, when we're down, I feel like things are going to roll off his shoulder, and we'll be able to keep going throughout the game.
What do you make of what he's going to be as a leader once he kind of gets his feet fully under him? He said he was going to listen first and then lead. But what do you make of how he's going to be as a leader?
I think he's going to be the type of leader that he's never going to dog somebody. I don't think he's on. I don't know. Yeah, in 10 years down the line, he might become a dogger, but. I think he's gonna be more of a positive type leader. He's gonna tell you, "Hey, come on, let's go, let's keep going." If you mess up in a place, like, all right, next play. I think that's something. He's gonna have a lot of poise. I think that's the biggest thing for him. I think that's great.
When Justin Jones kind of took Gervon Dexter and Zach Pickens under your wing last year, with him gone, have you taken more of a leadership role in that regard? And then, what are your expectations for Zach this season?
Yeah, with him going, I think Dexter's looking for a 3 technique. I try to help him as much. I'm playing 3 technique a little bit this year too, so I'm learning as I'm going. It's we got new rookies, new guys that are hungry. So I gotta, we gotta keep up with them. So Dex and Zach, they're kind of a little bit more on their own this year, but I think they have it where they can improve themselves. They don't need me in their ear all the time. And what was the second part of that?
Your expectations for Zach this season? He's kind of flown under the radar throughout camp so far.
Oh no, look, Zach is going to be playing 3 of those too. So you'll get to see some of him. He has a good get off. And I think you're going to get to see that coming from him too. He's going to be real vertical this year. I think it's going to be more of his play style this year for sure.
What's the secret to moving from nose to 3 for you?
Oh, for me, it's honestly more weight on my hands. It knows I'm hands first, and I just got to focus on just blowing up the guard now instead of the center, really.
Good fun?
Yeah, I like it. It's less rules like that. That's for sure.
What's your impression of playing with a defense that likes to be loud?
I don't mind it. I like it. I'm not a loud guy, so somebody got to get us going. So I like it because I'm not the one, so I like it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.